Time for another movie review, because if there's one thing YouTube needs, it's somebody else doing a movie review. And today's movie is Aquaman. It's the latest installment in the DC universe. And this story acts as an origin story for Arthur Curry, but also continues on from Justice League, which is only briefly mentioned. And it tells a backstory of how his mother was an Atlantean and his father was just a normal human. Played pretty well by Tamura Morrison, who was excellent in this. He doesn't get enough credit, but he only had a small role, but he was pretty good. And we also find out the consequences of that, which I won't go into. I don't want to spoil it too much, but you've probably already seen it. We had to wait till Boxing Day before it was released. So, moving on. We'll talk about the visual effects are good. There's a lot of them. There's a lot happening. Sometimes it is hard to see what's going on. And the story, I thought, was just a bit all over the place. I think there was maybe one too many bad guys, and there's only two of them. I think maybe they should have just focused on one. And sure, I know we have to focus on the whole myth of Atlantis. Yeah, there are some very good special effects. There is a lot of them, maybe a bit too many. Sometimes it is hard to see what's going on, but there's some pretty decent action scenes on land, which are well shot, well choreographed. I mean, I think James Wan has a pretty decent career ahead of him as an action director. He actually did pretty good with Furious 7 in the action scenes. And this is shot very well. One thing I found was the story just seemed to be a bit all over the place. I mean, okay, it's a superhero film, and usually you don't want anything too complicated. And I'm not saying the story was complicated, it just seemed muddled is probably the best word. It seems to go from here to here just real quickly. But yeah, the underwater scenes look great, the special effects are pretty good, but it's like I said, the story's a bit muddled. Well, there's been worse DC Universe movies. This one's not bad, not great. It has its moments. There's a pretty decent supporting cast like Patrick Wilson, Dolph Lundgren, Nicole Kidman, Amber Heard. But yeah, if I had to describe it, it's kind of, nah. Look, Aquaman's kind of a jerk, but he's a likeable jerk. And I kind of like the fact they kind of didn't stick with the original comic book version of Aquaman, where it was kind of a joke. But yeah, I mean, there is some fun, but it's not all fun, I guess. And I do think it was a bit long, and maybe they should have maybe cut some scenes out. What do I know? I'm not an editor. If you've seen my videos, you know I'm not. I put it into the okay category. Not awful, not great, just meh. So what am I going to score it? I'm going to give it a 6. It's just okay. As usual, this is just my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Okay, that's all for now, and I'll see you again soon.